Hi, I'm Jarrod Spector, and I'm on A-Sides with John Chattman. Definitely. I mean, I think that the songwriters of the early 70s all influenced one another. If you listen to, Sweet Seasons from her second album or third album or whatever's music, it came out right around the same time as Madman Across the Water by Elton John. And if you listen to Tiny Dancer and Sweet Seasons, then a couple of years later, Paul Simon came out with a record called the Rhymin' with Simon, or Rhymin' Simon album, and that has Kodachrome, and they all have a similar feel and vibe, and I think great songwriters influence each other in one way or the other. Yeah, it seems like the secret to writing hit songs is just to variations on Heart and Soul. I mean, it seems like every single hit is, in music terms, is like 1-6-4-5, 1-6-4-5 over and over and over again, every single one of these songs but what is really amazing is actually with many very similar chord progressions, and not every single song, but many of them are using that as the base chord progression. How many different variations on that same thing create all these different songs that sound different to the ear, but actually when you play them is the God, I hope not. I hope that there's no hope, really. That sounds like the worst idea. Though I'm sure he'd promote it well. I feel like there's no other answer but Barry Mann, right? Barry sang and wrote the music to Who Put the Bump, and actually, little known fact, Jerry Goffin wrote the lyrics. So for all of Jerry's aspirations to be, a Bob Dylan contemporary, he also wrote Who Put the Bump in the Bump-a-Bump-a-Bump. And it was a number 7 record, so as goofy and sort of kitschy as it is actually a really fun song, and I wish we did more of it in the show, but there's only time for so much. Mondays. I mean, we do an 8-show week, so that's Tuesday night through Sunday, and it's a lot. I mean, it's even though it's only actually like 3 or 4 hours at the theater, it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of commitment of your life, whether you're at work or outside of work, because to take care of your voice and to take care of your body is sort of a constant everyday maintenance. I sing a lot outside of work as much as I can. I do concerts at 54 Below, and among many other places in the city and around the country when I'm able to get out. And I from those live concerts I did a series of 4 of them back in the fall of this past year, in October, November, and we recorded them and released a live at 54 Below album, actually with Broadway Records only a couple of months ago. So, and then went back for another series of concerts at 54 Below, and so that is a little bit of double duty. It's full-time, 8 shows a week at Beautiful, and then going and singing concerts on Monday nights or Sunday nights, or sometimes after the show. I mean, when Barry Mann himself was here, actually did a show, and he and Cynthia, his wife Cynthia Weil, came, and a couple of our cast members, Jesse Mueller and Anika Larson and Jake Epstein, all came, and Barry came on stage, and we got to sing some together, and that was a Wednesday night at the end of a 2-show day, but it's worth it, putting in the time and being tired like that, to be able to have that kind of an opportunity to sing with, this legend. We sang You've Lost a Love and Feeling, which is, like the best song ever. I don't. My fiance Kelly Barrett and I write a little bit here and there, and we're are committing to doing more of that and getting more serious about it. Right now we do it, and it's just for fun. I mean, we have a great time and goof around on the piano and make songs. But I would really like to have a more serious attitude toward songwriting. It always feels like the kind of thing that you either wake up in the morning and you're born to write a song or not, and maybe that's just a matter of being lazy, and I haven't quite put in the time, and it's hard. It can be hard. When it doesn't come to you in your sleep like it does for Billy Joel. You have to actually sit down and make it up, and so. But I'm going to commit to doing more of that, and hopefully Kelly and I come up with something good. So that album that was released by Broadway Records a few months ago is actually on iTunes and Amazon. It's called A Little Help from My Friends, and it's really a passion project. And I played Frankie Valli and Jersey Boys for a long time. I did 1,500 performances, and while I was in the show, I couldn't sing any songs from the show, because that's just kind of the way it works, which is totally fair. But once I was out of the show, I wanted to sing some, but I didn't want to just do a night of Frankie Valli, so what my music director and I put together was a series of songs based on the Frankie Valli archetype. So everything from Enrico Caruso up through Little Richard and Freddie Mercury and Paul McCartney and up to Bruno Mars, and every generation sort of has their, Frankie Valli, if you will. Just like, my niece, sister, mother, grandmother all can come to Jersey Boys, or to Beautiful, frankly, and listen to this music. They all connect to it in a certain, in their own way, which is amazing because there just aren't that many things in the world that attract that wide range of age, especially, I think. And so this sort of these different types of musicians really, it's fascinating that they're able to do that. So for me, I'm a high tenor, and so is Frankie, and so you realize that my niece would listens to Bruno Mars and hears Frankie when she sings, when she listens, and my sister listens to Michael Jackson and she hears Frankie and Michael Jackson. They make these musical connections that I didn't even realize until we started sort of examining all these different singers and how the way they relate to one another through the decades. So that's what that album is, and it's available online, and there's actually available at the theater too. So if you come and see Beautiful, the Carole King musical on 43rd Street at the Sondheim Theater in Times Square, you can buy the album there.